inside here, take the blocker off his looping linebacker, Byron Young, and then it creates a straight path through. And you don't think that felt good for Jared Verse after a little bit of the
What is up, my Remedia fans of Los Angeles Rams, the defending NFC West champion? Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties. That's why I'm joining you late. I think I'm just going to have to make the move from StreamYard because everything is not working the way it should. The other live I had, I didn't even notice that my camera, it switched by itself. There was an update. A lot of stuff got moved around. I didn't even realize because my camera has a little mic. And when I watched a little bit of the replay, I'm like, how come I sound like I'm kind of a little far away? This one was right next to me, but I didn't notice that it was using the mic from that from that camera. And so I figured that out. And it's just like when you update your phone and then shit starts getting messed up. So I'm going through everything and I still don't have access to my entry videos. I emailed them and they changed the rates on what they charge, and I'm like, well, I don't need that feature, I don't need this feature, I don't need that feature. I want to stay with my regular plan. So they haven't got back to me, so that's okay. There's always somebody else to use, but it's just crazy. My videos are already loaded; they're already queued up. I can understand where if they change what details are in the certain plans, that you can't add more stuff to it until you go upgrade to the other ones. But they're already in there. If I had the videos and I had that, because my other laptop, it's in the other room. I don't have access to it right here. So I put my other laptop here. I've set it up, and my intro levels are on the display there. I can just show it like I'm showing you the videos when I show you clips. But it's just weird. But I hope everyone's having a great Thursday. I'm sorry for not showing up yesterday. At the last minute. We had something going on, and I actually sold one of our cars. Remember the other live, somebody was going to come look at it, they didn't make it, and then the same person came and they bought the car. So props to them. And but that's what happened yesterday, and then it got late. So but anyway, I'm here. There's not a lot of stuff going on. There's a few things that I do want to talk about. Thank you guys I'm sorry for being tardy. But yeah, so I worked today, came in later. I was messing around with the stream, with the with the live stream, and but yeah, there's not a lot going on when it comes to the Rams. There is some rumors that there are about the Rams maybe making a move to get a replacement for Larry Jackson, or maybe getting the old Chargers wide receiver. He's been around the league. Hold on. Keenan Allen. Let me see if anything come up. Anything's come up. So he may, because he wants to be in LA. So Keenan Allen may do a reunion with the Chargers because Mike Williams retired. And then, but maybe the Rams will get him. We have a loaded wide receiver room, so probably not. But there was a rumor too that we might get him just for the stretch haul for our guys if he's going to be cheap. But most likely now that the Chargers might have a place for him, it's not going to happen. But that doesn't really matter. What I want to key on is maybe getting some secondary help, a veteran. Keep an eye on Alaric Jackson. If we have to use that number 1 pick to get somebody to backup, Derek Jackson and DJ Humphries, his backup, because we got to make sure Stafford is protected in that left side, but we'll do what we have to do. I'm not really worried about it too much because I know that McVay and Les Snead have our back, and they know what they're doing. There's been a couple of things on social media, man. Me and Rob have been going crazy. Okay, so I was trying to find it so I could bring it to you, and so I'm just going to tell you what I posted. I was going to bring it here so I can show you. So, Ram fans and Seahawk fans, Arizona fans kind of stay out of it because they don't have any trophies at all, at least Super Bowls. Seahawk fans, they call them the 12s, and we used to say, the Seahawks fan base started in 2012. That's right. Okay, well, so that was that, and then you have the Rams. And the Niners would say, we have 5 Super Bowls. Well, yeah, that was a hell of a 13-year run, 1981 to 1994. If you ask a Niner fan, the NFL started in 1981. We're like, well, you were established in 1947. What did you do before 1981? Nothing. The Rams won two NFL championships pre-Super Bowl era and 2 Super Bowls, and both of them were after the free agency era. And I bring up the free agency era because me and Rumble were going back and forth, and he's saying we have 5 Super Bowls. I go, yes, that was very impressive. That was like lightning in a bottle, right? 1981 to 1994, right? 1 Super Bowl came in the free agency era, the Reggie White free agency era. Things are different now. So I say this, okay, you guys got the first part of the pre-modern NFL. You guys got the 5 Super Bowls, okay? 5 Super Bowls to 2 NFL championships that we had in that time. Now you flash back to from 1993 to now, the Rams now have the modern era, full free agency era of NFL football. A lot of times it's harder now to win a Super Bowl because of free agency. You're always losing guys. The salary cap has to go up because of what everybody's making. The Rams own now a 2-1 lead in the modern NFL era. Now, if we do expand to Australia, to Europe, to London, now it's going to be even a different age, So just like a lot of people like to say, well, those NFL championships aren't the same as a Super Bowl. Well, that was their Super Bowl because that was the NFL championships. They didn't have the TV contracts like they do today. That was the championship game. That was what they offered. Then, as they started getting money into the league and they started having, TV contracts and things like that, the NFL got more popular around the world. They called it the Super Bowl. They started to market it better. All that good stuff. And so that's what happens. But if we do later on what is it gonna be? It's gonna go back to World Championship instead of Super Bowl champions. But I was just gonna, we just go back and forth, and I was just saying that well, okay, you guys have those 5 Super Bowls, but how many modern Super Bowls do you have since free agency? Because they've been close a few times and they haven't been able to get it like the Rams have been able to. The Rams actually lost in 2018 and came right back and got it in 2021. And so, but we go back and forth. It's funny that we do that, but and then we go back and forth about the fans and because they come and they come to SoFi Stadium. Hi, baby. And, so we go back and forth about that too. So I'm going to bring you some stuff here in a little while, but let me get into the chat first. And my guy, OG Willie Bowen, Jared Goff sounds like a big crybaby. Maybe if he didn't choke in the Super Bowl versus New England Patriots, he would still be with the Rams. Well, that is true. That's exactly right on the money because he was a young quarterback. And who's the worst head coach or defensive coordinator that you had 2 weeks to prepare for, that they had 2 weeks to prepare for, versus a young quarterback? Basically, in his 3rd year, the year with Jeff Fisher was a waste because they were already saying that he was a bust. Jeff Fisher wasn't the greatest coach to have, an up-and-coming rookie franchise quarterback. Sean McVay worked his magic, and and helped him along and developed him more than he did with make him comfortable, do plays that work for him. And Jared Goff, to his defense a little bit, Cooper Kupp wasn't there. That was his safety net on third down. Todd Gurley was a shadow of himself. They weren't really worried about Todd Gurley taking off to the house. His knee was acting up, so we had to get C.J. Anderson. But the defense played so amazing. It was 3-0 into the fourth quarter. The Patriots were beating us because Jared Goff missed 2 wide open throws to in the one of them was right in the end zone. Had he had 2.5 more seconds and he threw the ball sooner, that's 7 points. 7-3. And then there was another one right down by the bottom, the right side of the 1 yard line where they pass interfered Cooks. So they pass interfered Cooks, and they grabbed his arm, but they didn't get the call. But if he thrown it a little sooner, he would have got the ball and been right in there too. And I think there was another play over the middle that he just that was just knocked away. It was late too. But there was 2 major throws that would have changed the complexity of the game. It would have made Tom Brady press more, But we got Matthew Stafford, and honestly, if you had to pick between winning the 2018 Super Bowl and holding on until the 2001 Super Bowl, I'll take that one because we beat the Niners in the NFC Championship game. We have Matthew Stafford now, who might win another 1 or 2 more, but we beat the Niners in the NFC Championship game. Took the monkey off of our back. Then we got the Super Bowl and we won it in Los Angeles. So that I'd rather have that one, but I'd rather have them both, but I'd rather have that one. Travis says, really is right. And thank God we got Matthew Stafford instead. Yes, indeed. Yep. My guy David Corner. What up, Rudy? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you. My guy Brian Smith. Danny Barry, Sports Highlights. Hey, everyone. Happy Thursday. Yes, indeed. Love it. Thank you, guys. Wildman Samurai, what's up, brother? Appreciate you. Shock 42. Hey, Rudy, how you doing, man? Appreciate you. Cool. Love it. Brian Smith says TJ Watt will not be around. Thank God. You know what? That was one of the things I was going to talk about. And I even tweeted about this. What has got into the Steelers? I mean, did somebody hack their account and their phone and started making these phone calls? Okay, so listen to me here. The Steelers have always been a team traditionally that really didn't pay for their own players. So only certain ones here and there. When they became expensive, they really didn't go out and get big free agents. Mike Tomlin has starting to feel the pressure maybe because they always have a good record, but they're nothing in the playoffs. They're not really that great, right? He does it with smoke and mirrors. He's just a great coach. And so they go and they pay the money to get Aaron Rodgers, right? And it's not that he got a big contract. He gets paid enough, but it's bringing him into the clubhouse. The guy's been known as a diva. He already had an incident with the fan where he kind of, in so many words, quote unquote, allegedly was making the assumption and saying like that the fan wanted to cash in on his autograph, so he didn't sign it for him. So that's that. And then they go out and they give Jalen Ramsey a raise and give up Fitzpatrick and a younger player, and that's just what they don't do. Now here they are with J.J. Watt. Now everybody kind of thought that J.J. Watt was going to be let go or tried to trade, but who wants that contract? Who wants that contract to pay J.J. Watt? Now he's a great player, but that's a lot of money. $42 million guaranteed, over $100 million some over the life of the contract. What are the Steelers doing? And only 2. And I appreciate them doing this for the fans. It's going to be exciting. You have great players, but 2 of the players are past their prime. Like if we brought Jalen Ramsey with us, with his experience and stuff, it helps our young guys. But he wouldn't be the main guy on the defense. That's the defensive line. He would be there for his expertise. We expect him to make a play here and there. He's not the Jalen Ramsey from like 5 years ago when we first got him. And so that's why I say they're going to do all the moves, pay all that money, and kind of tie up the cap for the next few years, just so they can lose to the Bills or the Ravens or Kansas City Chiefs, and in the first round of the playoffs or second round of the playoffs or whatever it is, or so well, God bless them, but I don't know what got into him. Tribe says Chuck Fortune was cooking ramen like a meatball sub. Brian Smith says the Seahawks pay Texas A&M to call their fans 12. So cheesy. Jack Fortune says, "What's up, at Tribe? Rumble the Otani fan." Yeah, I tweeted about Rumble. Rumble, you've been on that, but you've been on that before, where you donned a LA sports team cap and had a Niner jersey on like the Lakers. Talk about beat LA when the Rams come to SoFi. I was giving him on that one too, but yeah, Flacco says, what up, Ramsteddles and the hosts. How you doing, brother? Appreciate you. Hammer Time says, what's up, Rudy? Rams host. Yes, indeed, baby. And so the domino has just about fallen. In case you guys haven't really paid attention, and I really didn't pay attention because I trust our gosh darn it, I see that my picture's got the black bar on it. That's okay. So the domino has not fallen yet to sign second round. Well, has fallen to possibly sign second round picks. So our own guy, Terrence Ferguson, is one of the. There was 30 teams before this that had. There's only a couple that had signed their second round picks. They kind of got together, I guess, the agents, and they kind of, like second rounders are almost like a late first round pick. So they feel that they should get guaranteed money. If you're able to get it, get it. I don't have any problem with that. But our guy Terrence Ferguson is one of those second round picks that hasn't signed yet. Now, Adam Schefter, I believe, was the one that said that the first domino has fallen because the Niners, they like to play players that haven't done too much. As far as win Super Bowls, but in this case, the rookie, they really need offensive linemen, because anytime you have a Jared Verse or Kobe Turner or Brandon First, and you got to try to block them and protect Purdy, you better have somebody, and you better get him in camp so he can get some reps. So they signed Alfred Collins, a second round pick. I don't recall what number in the second round that he was drafted, but to a $10.5 million contract, I believe it is, something like that, $10.8 million 4-year contract, with $9 million of it is guaranteed. And so there's one domino that fell, and so Terrence Ferguson was picked like 3 picks later. So we're looking at less than that. So thank you, Niners. At least we can get our guy in now. So maybe for a tight end who's going to be possibly second string, he's a starter. He's going to start for the Niners. So yeah, okay, whatever you're going to get for that, because that's what they do. They wait till the last minute to worry about their line, and they run away from the guys that are weaker. They run towards Trent Williams' side, or they do. Like where they have Trent Williams come the other side, where the weaker side is on the right side of the line, and pummel somebody, and then they make a hole that way, and then Trent Williams comes up lame here and there. But so he's going to be a starter. This fella is a backup to Tyler Higbee, and he still has to earn his role, but he's going to be used like a starter, but he's not really a starter because he's a backup. But he could start along certain plays. Like he might play like in the second play, or he might play in the first play, but not the next 3. He's going to be as the season goes on, he'll get better as he gets more acclimated. They see how he blocks in the regular season, but mostly in training camp, polishing that. And he's missing a lot of time. He's missed the OTAs and stuff like that. He's worked out and stuff, but he needs the reps. So he's gonna be maybe around guaranteed 6 million, 5 million, hopefully. And then we'll be able to get him in camp. So because he's gonna be a nice weapon for us. I can't wait to get him in camp. Flacco's next week, Rams practice. Can't wait. Yes, indeed, baby. Almost here. So that's one thing there. And then at the ESPYs, I hate how this thing does this sometimes. Hold on. Let me get our guys in here. I'm sorry for the bar, the black bar. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. Tonight is your night, bro. You guys ever see the movie Twins? Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's there in the hotel, and they're on double dates, and he's telling Arnold Schwarzenegger he's gonna get lucky. The girl he's with likes him a lot, and so he's all singing. They're supposed to be brothers. Spoiler alert in that movie, and movie from the 80s or 90s, or one of those, son. And he's all, tonight is your night, bro. So whenever I say that, I have that movie in my mind. I love that movie. It's funny because there's it's called Twins, but that's the joke. There's no way that there's twins in any way, form. They're the opposites in the movie, and they're the opposites of the way they look. But let's see this one. Yeah, it came out good. So this is how the picture's supposed to show up. So our props to Glock 9, Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl champion. Our guy and his wife at the ESPYs, looking like $1 million. So props to them. That's cool. Jock Fortis' training camp already. Let's go. Yes, indeed. Joe, how you doing, brother? Good evening, Rudy Remley. Got home from work and now watching some great Rams talk. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. Hope you had a good day at work, man. Let's see. Sometimes, like I half the time I forget a lot of people's names unless I talk about time, and I'm like, "What's up, Chief? Hey, what's up, bro?" But yeah, you try to make, when you're at work, you try to have as much of it as you can, because nobody likes to work unless you're doing something that you love, and but yeah, it is what it is. And I want to let you guys know too, that it's the last chance to join Matthew Stafford and his Rams teammates July 20th at the Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena. Why is this all shaking? I don't know if you can see it on your side. There we go. It was just on my side. So they're gonna do. It's gonna be like a It's gonna be for the It's gonna be like a walkathon for the Hold on. What the heck is it shaking for? It's going to be like a walkathon from what I remember. Hold on, let me show you guys. Hold on. But these are cool because there's a lot of Ram fans too. You guys get to hang out with the players and talk to like Les Snead or guys walking around. But it's a good cause. Let me find it again here. Hold on. If you go on the Ram, I'm looking for the Rams website. Hold on for this link. If you go on the Rams website, let's see, it should be there. Hold on. I thought that the picture had more information on it when I clipped it. I've talked about it before, but I want to bring it to you real quick. Hold on one second. And don't forget to check out the. I have a clip too of Behind the Grind. Maui, the Maui trip. They're showing that now, so that's the latest episode. Amazing work that they do on that stuff. Let's see. Where's it at? There it is. Okay, hold on. Let me get this in here. Computer's acting up. I got some stuff downloading in the background. Updates and stuff. Okay, here we go. Let me just bring it to you. So basically this here, it's a fundraiser, right? So let me show you what I'm talking about real quick. Let me get that for you. And it's really cool. You can register on it's on the Rams website. Go on Twitter. You can find it there easier. Hold on. Oops, I shared the wrong one. Hold on, stop sharing. Let's see. Hold on. There we go. Share screen. This is the one I wanted. It's called Walk United. Add to stage. There we go. And here we go. So our Team fundraising page. We're raising money for United Way of Greater Los Angeles. They've already raised $10,000, right? 40% of the goal. Let's see, 40% of the goal. Oh, so the goal is 10,000. They've raised 4,542.83. So 45% of the goal. You can donate and join the team, and we're excited to come together to participate on Walk United LA fundraiser supporting Greater Los Angeles. Our collective passion for this cause drives us, and we need your support to make a difference. Every donation, big or small, helps reach our fundraising goal and directly impacts the important cause. Here's how you can help. So there's photos here on this website. All these people here, props to Sean Gerber, Victor La Cruz, all the guys. City of Champs can $100, $200. Even if you can only do $5, $10. I'm not sure if there's a minimum. Let's see. No, it doesn't look like it. So whatever you can. Let's see if I can just play this video so we can check this out too while we're here. Let me pause it real quick so we can let it load, because you know how StreamYard is. All right, here we go. Let me lower this a little bit. All right. There you go. There it is. Walk United LA. So there it is. I just wanted to show that to you. That's kind of cool. It looks like, to me, I've never gone to those. It looks like they had the cones up. You guys meet. You guys get your lanyard. They have your shirts that you can donate probably there if you have it, or you show them that you donated, or they sell their shirts. I'm not sure. It's an extra way to raise money for them. And then you can put the cones up, and you probably run around you run through the stadium, maybe to the stadium. It looks like they'd have you go in there, or maybe they have you go in there for like a little orientation. And then you looks like you run around the stadium and just hang out at SoFi. That's always great. So that's just cool, you know. So that's the Walk United LA, and Matthew Stafford and the guys will be there. So that's going to be coming up on July 20th. So go on the Twitter X and the Rams page and find it that way, or just go on the Rams website. When I was on the Rams website, I couldn't find it so quick. So go on Twitter X. It's on the front page right now when you go there. Bryce says, "Where's the closet Rams fan Rumble?" I want to show you. So on Twitter X, we go back and forth. It's hilarious how we just all go back and forth, and so I don't know if everybody has seen this. So there's a video of allegedly of some CEO person who was hugging some lady from behind, and somebody said, "Oh, look, they were at some function," and allegedly they're both married, and they kind of like dash away from the camera. You know how they kind of do like a kiss cam. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So I don't know what the story is. That's the alleged story. And I'm going to show you why I'm showing you this. Hold on. It has I'll show you why it ties into at least the Rams. It ties into the Rams rival in the NFC West. So that's why I'm bringing this to you. So check this out. So let me just let it load. I'm going to pause it. Hold on. I'm going to pause it so I can set this up. Because StreamYard likes to mess around with my videos. So hold on. Okay, so these couple, I don't know their story, but apparently online, they're not supposed to be hugging like that. I don't know. I'm just bringing you what it's showing. And so look at the way they come to your conclusions. And then I'll show you why I'm showing this. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very
Was
shy.
it just shy?
I'm not sure.
Did you hear him? Okay, so that's that, right? So now, that's all over Twitter X. People are bringing different creators are bringing that. I just happened to see it. That's why I saw it 2 or 3 different times. I saw it from far away. The screen is like a round screen. When they were showing it on that one, it's just zoomed in. So what happened was there's a Seahawks content creator named Docs. And so he posted them. And so what happened is, I'm going to show it to you. Hold on. So on the bottom there, that guy Fo N9E, whatever that is, Fo 9, I guess, posted the Seahawks with that same picture, but it's got the Seahawks above them, and then it's got a 7 and 10, right, for their record, whatever he was saying there, right? He posted that, and then so this guy here, Docs, saw that, and he posted this. So San Francisco, they're holding on to 1995. Technically 1994, because that was the 94 season, but you get the idea. So I thought that was funny, so I concur with Docs on that one. So I kind of posted mine, and here's a better picture with that stupid bar across. And so that was just funny. So the stupid things that come up on Twitter X. Oh man, so I just happened to see that, and just the littlest things, man, people run away with. It's crazy. All right, let's see. And then I'm going to bring you a little in a second. I'm going to bring you guys a little sneak peek clip of the wonderful show Behind the Grind, the Ram show. Hopefully Twitter X not Twitter, StreamYard will let my video, my clip show without being so hindered. Sal says, "Hello Rudy, hello everyone, go Rams. How you doing, Sal? Appreciate you, brother." All right, let me set this up.
On the Valley.
I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna pause it real quick so we can try and get it without having to be choppy. Let's see if this helps. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. For some reason, it's so choppy. Okay. All right, let's try it. Here we go.
The NFL returns. The Los Angeles Rams are holding a 2-day minicamp starting today.
The goal? To uplift the Maui community in a new and exciting way.
You all enjoyed this special time. It is rare that we get to bring the entire organization, players, coaches, staff, families together. I hope you enjoy the time with each other. This is a special way to end the off season.
Puka is the happiest football player ever.
As soon as we got off the plane, the first person, he gave me a big hug. He had a big smile. He's like, "Oh, thank you so much for everything you do for the Polynesian community."
This is an opportunity to be here. It's bigger than just football. It's a chance to inspire kids. These two communities, we want to pull together and see how we can support one another.
These are some of the greatest people on earth being around, and one of the greatest places on earth.
Behind the Grind, you guys got to check out the latest episode. That's cool. And he's right. Puka Nakua is one of the greatest people to be around. Just an infectious energy and just an overall good dude. Hopefully, whatever was being coming up with his with him and his girlfriend, hopefully they've rectified that and that's over for him. Only wish good things for our guy Puka Nakua. Let's see. So I just wanted to bring that to you, the Behind the Grind. I haven't seen the last few episodes of that, and then props to the WNBA when they on the just like our guys clean up. Jared Verse is out there getting his D-Roy award. They got the suits on, looking sharp. I don't recognize these WNBA players when they go out to functions. Check this out. Hold on. I couldn't tell you. I didn't have a chance to put the name of the clip here, but it's a WNBA player in the red, and I guess some mascot with whatever ponytail or whatever's hanging down on the elephant. But I'm like, man, they can clean up. All right. Hold on. Check this out.
Okay, Ellie got 3 braids. Wait, turn. Yes, Ellie, yes, KP.
Props to her. So I just happened to see that. I go, that's a WNBA player. Okay. That's funny. All right, hold on. Back to Rams. So, this is just a small clip of our guy Puka Nakua doing his thing. Speaking of Puka shells for everybody. Joe says, question. I know on radio shows they were talking about who is currently the greatest Ram. Me, I was going to say myself, AD. That's a great, there's just so many, Joe. So there's not a wrong answer. So, well, let me ask you guys in the chat then. In your opinion, who's the greatest quarterback, the Ram quarterback? Yeah, that you would you say? And then who's the greatest running back? There's just so many choices, but yeah, I always like to say the modern age of NFL with the Rams, AD is the GOAT. Then as you go back to the fearsome foursome time, Deacon Jones, Merlin Olsen, 14 straight Pro Bowls in a time when that was really a Pro Bowl, not like now where they're doing like flag football crap, there's just so many. I mean, Eric Dickerson, Marshall Falk, Steven Jackson never got to show what he can do in prime time because the teams were like 8-8 and 7-9 all the time. It wasn't his fault. Same with Laurinaitis, James Laurinaitis. It wasn't his fault that the Rams just couldn't get to the playoffs and he wasn't on prime time because he would have been talked along with the Navarro Bowmans and the Patrick Willises because the guy was a beast, man. You say what you want about him. He was a beast. Everybody knows, if you guys were Ram fans when they were in St. Louis, we always called it loyalty over location. James Laurinaitis was a man's man, man. That dude is the beast, man. The animal son. Yes, indeed, baby. Brian Smith says Warner Falk. There you go. Willie Bowen, my guy. OG Willie Bunn says Norm Van Brocklin, greatest LA Rams quarterback. Norm Van Brocklin, another great choice. I mean, you can't go wrong. There's just so many. You go to, I've never been, and I want to go. Excuse me. You go to the NFL Hall of Fame, and it's like a Rams a reunion. There's just so many great players, man, all the way through. And that's why I say, we would love to have more hardware and Super Bowls. We won NFL championships. We won multiple Super Bowls. And then in between, we had the woman who shall be nameless after the great Carol Rosenblum passed away. And she didn't really start paying players until she went to St. Louis, so that's why right in between the 85 and 89 when John Robinson was coach, we didn't get us over the hump. Sometimes you need a Stan Kroenke, a Carol Rosenblum. I'll give the Niners their due. Our redheaded little stepbrothers in NoCal, Eddie DeBarlo Jr., Jerry Buss. Do what you have to do to win. And so we didn't have that. I think Jackie Slater even had a holdout for a little bit one year. I'm not sure. I might have it wrong. It might be a different player, but it'd be a player you were surprised they had to hold out. Eric Dickerson even said that they didn't want to pay him, and he carried the team. Let's see. Where are you? I thought I had my guy Willie Bowen was talking about where to go. Hold on. There we go. Here's from our guy, OG Willie Bowen. Norman Van Brocklin. How do you guys like them jerseys? That's going to be the Nike, those old school 19, was that 94? When we shut out Joe Montana with the Kansas City Chiefs and we wore those uniforms? Yeah, so there we go right there. Norm Van Brocklin, baby, the Dutchman. Two-time NFL champion, 1951 with the Rams, 1960 with the Eagles. NFL Most Valuable Player, 1960. First team All-Pro. Three-time second team All-Pro. How dare them make him a second team? 52, 54, 55. Nine-time Pro Bowl when it was actually a Pro Bowl. 1950 to 55, 58, and 60. NFL passing yards leader, 1954. NFL completion leader, 1952. The Dutchman. There you go, baby. There you go. Willie Bones right on it. Brian says AD is the GOAT for sure. Yes, indeed, baby. Joe says, I'm stuck between ED and Marshall Faulk. Well, there's no, that you can't go wrong. I'm going to tell you like this. Marshall Faulk was a better all-around player because he can catch out of the backfield. Eric Dickerson could catch too, but we didn't ask him to do it, so we don't know how great he was. He could catch, though. There's even a couple places where he threw the ball, if you guys remember some of those games. Little bit different player. Eric Dickerson had that great swan, upright, running, didn't look like he was sweating. He was gone. Eric Dickerson was a guy that would just make a cut and boom, or go to the inside and go back out, boom, he's gone. Marshall Faulk had the shake and bake, and he would outrun you, but it was a little different running style. They were both great, but there's no way that you can pick them. They're right on the same par, man. But they're both Rams, baby. Yes, indeed. Brian Smith says, is Norm Van Brocklin a Hall of Famer? I think so. Let's see. I think so. Yep. Norm Van Brocklin is a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, inducted in 1971. There you go, baby. 1971. Normie Van Brocklin. Love it, love it. Great question. Bryce, is that Joe Tovar? That's where I'm at too. I went Falk because he was a little more dynamic. Yeah, listen, you can't go wrong. I appreciated Eric Dickerson because, and just listen to me how I phrase it. Eric Dickerson, I mean, everybody, us OG Ram fans that saw the games, the teams knew he was getting the ball. But can you stop it, right? So that's why even though I hated what Saquon Barkley did to us in the playoffs and in that regular season game, I appreciated that because that reminds me of when we had Eric Dickerson. And now I'm not comparing them, but you know how he was gone? That's how we had it with Eric Dickerson. You knew he was going to get it. 5 yards in a cloud of dust. 6 yards in a cloud of dust. 2 yards tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Boom! 38 yards, touchdown. And I say that because when I say how I'm going to phrase it, Eric Dickerson carried the Rams on his back to the NFC Championship game in 1985. Unfortunately, we had to face the 85 Bears. Now, Dieter Brock was a decent quarterback. He was past his prime. He was a Canadian League football player, a shorter guy. He had a great arm for being a smaller guy. But when they put all them guys at the front of the line, it was also snowing, and it was cold, and we just couldn't get nothing going on offense because they stymied Eric Dickerson, man. And he had a bad game in that game, but it was a lot of pressure to him to put it on his back because, I mean, that was just amazing that this guy. It'd be like if you took away Troy Aikman and you put in Steve Berline or somebody, and Emmitt Smith took him to the championship game. That's why I say, but you can't go wrong. They're different. They're different. It's like great, and amazing. You're like on the same level. Brian Smith is versatile. Yep, he's more versatile. But we didn't see Eric. He wasn't asked to do that. He was part of the Pony Express with SMU. But I do believe that Marshall Faulk did have more hands. But the IQ of Marshall Faulk, I know that Eric Dickerson's a smart football player too. But the IQ of Marshall Faulk, knowing the other positions too, is what made him head and shoulders above the running backs in his era. Jockford, this is nice uniforms in the Brooklyn area. Yep. Those are cool. I remember those from 19. Let me see if I can bring it up for you. Rams. I just literally ripped the dang earbuds out of my ear. That almost hurt. Here we go. So check this out. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna bring you a picture of we had a nice facsimile to that. It was the 75th anniversary or something. They have a patch on it. I can't really make it out. Hold on, let me bring it to you. There we go. So let me share with you guys first. That game. You guys probably remember. So 1994 is the year. 1994 is the year that we're talking about. The Niners would know that year. That same Niner team that won the Super Bowl, incidentally, when they played Joe Montana and the Kansas City Chiefs with Marcus Allen, they beat them. Joe Montana beat Steve Young, and then they ended up winning the Super Bowl. But I showed you the picture of the old school uniforms of the Rams. with Norm Van Brocklin. And then here's the year that I'm talking about in the game that I'm talking about. Let me bring this up for you guys. There we go. So 1994, the Los Angeles Rams defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 16-0. The game was part of a 1994 NFL season, specifically Week 4, and was played at Arrowhead Stadium. The Rams' victory was a significant upset, especially considering the Chiefs were 3-0 at the time. And you remember Sean Gilbert, particularly strong, putting pressure on Chiefs quarterback Joe Montana. And so there's that, right? So they handed Joe Montana his first and only shutout of his career, right? And then here's the images of that, of what it looked like, of the modern version then of those uniforms. Let me bring it to you. Our guy Jerome Bettis was on the Rams team at that time. Still, before we shipped him off from the battering ram to being the bus, which I didn't think. I always thought the battering ram was better, that nickname, but it did fit because they're black and gold. Okay, so here is the uniform. It's not that great a picture, but you get the idea. It's got the stripes on the shoulder. That's I got a better picture for you too after this. And so here we go. There's a better picture. So that's the facsimile of the old uniforms. That's what we wore. That's what I remember that we wore. The pants are a little bit different, I think, but that's what we wore to commemorate the old school Rams. Hold on. Hold on. Where'd you go? You were just right there. There you go. There we go. Oh, you were just right there. There we go. So that's to commemorate that one. In the way it looks from the old photo, because they colorized the photo. It looks a little different, but that's not bad. So there you go. I just wanted to bring that to you guys. That's what that is. Cool. Willie Bone says, thanks, Rudy. No problem, Willie Bone. Appreciate you. Rubio, F the Niners. Horns up. How you doing, brother? Appreciate you. VB says, they ranked our cornerback group bottom 5. I can't buy it. Well, I'm going to say this, VBs. I've been seeing where they left Puka Nacua out of the top 10 in some cases. And you know what? It is irritating to us as Ram fans. You're like, what? But they always do that to us. From the Madden programmers not giving our guys, they've ranked the Niners team overall over us by like 6 points, I think. 90, they got like a 92, I think, and we got like an 88. Or what do you get? Like maybe by, what did they get? Like a 96 or 94? We got like an 88 or something. Pro Bowls, they're always BSing us. Steven Jackson was number 39, was the man too, just was on some, yeah, that was it. Listen, you had to make, as an NFL player, they're tough, they're amazing players, they're rugged, they're chingones, right? You're in the NFL. But them little cornerbacks did not want to tackle a full head of steam Steven Jackson with the dreads coming out, look like the Rams Predator, baby. I mean, and he is the all-time Rams rushing leader. Not Eric Dickerson. We ended up trading him. He didn't play long enough. But not Marshall Faulk. We got him after he was with the Colts for a little bit. Steven Jackson is. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because he was one of the great players of all time. He doesn't have a bunch of records like the rushing leader and all that stuff, but he's up there in yards because That tells you right there, the all-time Rams rush leader. But he was one of the criteria for being a Hall of Famer is that you were one of the best to play at your era, and he definitely was. BB says, are we over Fisk coming out early in the Eagles game and not coming back? And does Puna take some of his snaps because of it? Well, Fisk got hurt, VB, so I'm not gonna. He got hurt and he wanted to come back, but he just couldn't. He couldn't come back in. So no, it sucks that he had to come out because we could have maybe he would have got in there and knocked the ball loose and we would have got it. But Puna Fortskin, man, we're just unbelievable on that D line, man. We got some dogs. Puna Ford's now with the Rams. I mean, he looks like right here. There's Colby Turner. Looking over here, there's Colby Turner or Brandon Fisk, whichever side. They move around. There's Jared Verse or there's Byron Young. They move around depending on what they want to do. It's going to be amazing, man. I can't wait. This defense, man. You remember how we were on that tear with all them sacks in the Viking game? There's going to be some games in a row in the regular season where the Rams have 6, 8, 9 sacks, man. And we're going to be like, yeah! the LA Rams sack exchange, baby. Rebo says Saquon couldn't even sneak. No, I got you. But I'm just saying, remember how he took off. And they're like, yeah, so that's, easy touchdowns. That's what we used to get there, Dearson. Also, Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley could have played longer, but he was kind of like a Gale Sayers in the fact that he was so great, but his time in the NFL because of the knee issue was cut short. But prime Todd Gurley, the same thing. And these are different running backs, but just the way that they can just take it to the house. Hopefully Jarquez Hunter can do something like that. My guy Master, what's happening? I was watching the Rams in Maui, and I saw Niner fans and Cowboys fans. They still want to be. And that's the thing that I'm saying. So the Niner fans, there'll be a training camp. There'll be some Niner fans because some of the Niner fans have season tickets. I told you guys that before. We were in line to get the Sean McVay bobblehead. And there was some, like, for instance, I would not, I'm going to say it this way. Maybe they were getting it for a buddy of theirs. It's a Ram fan or family member. So let's just say that. But I would not wait in line for a Kyle Shanahan bobblehead. I would never have season tickets for a Niners. But there are Niner fans that have season tickets for the Ram games. There are. Rudy says, Rudy, what's your view on Von Miller going to Washington? That's a great deal. Recently, he's had a hard time. He's had a hard time staying healthy. He's not the same Von Miller that he was with us, because even with us, we kind of picked him back up because it was a little while before he had his his great season. He was just started to help fill in along with Aaron Donald, who was getting, he even said, I don't have to do a lot because Aaron Donald takes all the pressure off me. But that's a good deal for them. The experience and the young team. He's a good guy. He comes to work. Let's see, I'm trying to look at his contract. Did they announce what it it's 1 year deal, like you said. Let's see if they see what they show it. So the Bills released him. Remember that the GM was saying, I don't want us to be like the Rams. How the Rams went all in, but they won the Super Bowl. They went all in, and then the next season we got hurt, and the season imploded. We still didn't come in last place, though. McVay's teams never came in last place ever with the Rams. But he kind of made a dumb comment, like, I don't want us to implode like the Rams. That's not exactly what it said. It's verbatim, but he was implying like he didn't want to they want to do things the right way. Well, they never won a Super Bowl. They got Von Miller and these guys, and they never won a Super Bowl. So every time I see the Bills, I kind of like smirk. I'm like, yeah, you didn't want to do it the Rams way. Yeah, like not win a Super Bowl. I don't see 1 year contract. Two sides they're still finalizing terms, so most likely it's a team-friendly deal. We'll see. But that's a good deal. That's a good deal for him. 75th anniversary season. Yep. That's what those uniforms were for. Rubio says, I fucking have those jerseys. Yeah, they're pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff the Rams have, man. Like, it's just they have some amazing designs. Like, I'm okay with the bone jersey, but not, it's okay, right? Like, it's different. Rubio says, I went from hating Bettis in college. Yep. I got you. I'm a USC fan, so I can relate. Notre Dame to loving him as a Ram, to Saturday when he became a Steeler. Yeah, same thing with me. Appreciate Ronnie Lott with the USC Trojans, and then he's with the Niners. You're like, John Ripple says Tutu is always open. Man, that dude's got so many wheels. He's poised to have a great season. We keep saying that too. It's up to McVay to just lock in getting him the ball. John Ripple says Jackson, Holt, London Fletcher, all yes. Henry Ellard too. Henry Ellard belongs in the Hall of Fame. When he retired, he was like third on the all-time receiving list before the Pass Happy the Pass Happy League now. He never, that's another thing. When he was with the Rams, a lot of times the Rams, except for a few years with Jim Everett, the Rams weren't in the playoffs. He made a name for himself, but not as many Pro Bowls. And then he went to the Redskins, at that time called the Redskins, the Washington team. He had a great season, over 1,000 yards, and he didn't make the Pro Bowl. You're like, what the hell? I was rooting for him to make the Pro Bowl. Jarvis says, Landman also ranked very high in the run D for, yeah, we talked about the last stream. John Ripple, great comment. He's basically the new Troy Reader, the veteran presence with these young guys. He's going to kind of lead the way with the veteran experience, and the other guys are younger. Omar Spate's now in his second year, but he was learning on the job last year. The other guy's a little bit more agile and athletic. And so it's gonna be very interesting with Chris Paul Jr. I don't like to say Pooh Paul. I just call him CP. And Omar Spates and Sean Dolick. I'm looking forward to seeing what Sean Dolick can do. DHP says, when are the Rams getting a new rivalry? We're waiting, man. We're waiting for that, man. We are waiting. We're like, excuse me, with the stick, that meme. Do something. I even tweeted Nike NFL. We're waiting for the uniforms. I gave a suggestion on one of my other lives. Let me bring it to you again. And I even tweeted this too before I tweeted, where are our rivalry uniforms? I was like, since it's a rivalry uniform, why not put the Bang Bang Escalator Gang on the back of the helmet? Oh man, in tribute to them going down the escalators and also getting their nickname after the NFC Championship game. It says 2022. I fixed it. I didn't put it on here. 2021 NFC Championship game. But yeah, so there you go. But yeah, that'd be hilarious. They should do a mural. They should do a mural just for the Niners game. The day they got their nickname. Oh man. Not only was it the worst nightmare of their lives in recent memory to lose to their rival in the NFC Championship game, they got a nickname going down the escalators. All right, here we go. Let me get just a quick clip. I don't know if there's any audio. A lot of times they don't put audio on these little clips. I just grab it so you can bring it to you. Of our guy, Puka Nacua. Here we go.
Smiling right as it.
Let me pause it real quick because StreamYard likes to mess with my videos and make them choppy. Okay, let me redo it. Here we go. Let me get this set here. There we go. Okay, here we go.
Puka is the happiest football player ever. smiling right as it. You must have the best pictures in the game.
Cheesing right before the ball comes.
I'll be making ugly ass faces. That's why I wear the pacifier. Because if I don't have my pacifier in, I'll be looking crazy crossing somebody else. Yeah. I even try to train myself to do the MJ, like do something, yeah. Because the tongue out look.
Bad ball, bad ball.
You go bang on somebody, you like, that's nasty.
I want to tell you guys, look at how big we are. Look at how big we are. You know, it's one thing to see it. We kind of knew it. Is that Cooper Kupp right there, number 10? Look at how big we are along the wide receiver core. Now, forget about Tutu Atwell. It's the angle. But big Devontae Adams. Jordan Whittington right there. I always want to say, behind him. Nakua. Look how big we are, dude. I mean, little cornerbacks, Demo, Lenore. What are you gonna do, brother? I mean, you got one guy in Santa Clara that's gonna try to cover these guys, and then these guys are big. Look how big we are. That's what she said. I mean, man, it's gonna be unfair, man. God bless our team, man. I said this before a couple years ago. That this is like the Ramalot / Camelot to be a Ram fan, with Sean McVay, Les Snead, Stan Kroenke is the owner, building the Rams empire, stealing the empire name from the Eddie DeBarlo dispatched Santa Clara Niners. Literally, it's going to be a Rams kingdom in Los Angeles, Woodland Hills area, up and down Inglewood. We just got to put a couple more Lombardis on the shelf, and we'll get them the Ramelia will fill up them stands on every game, because a lot of games, a lot of people stay home or sell the tickets to. I hate to even say this. A lot of them have multiple season tickets, and they sell them in packages to help pay for their season tickets, wanting to pay for the playoffs, wanting to play for the Super Bowl, pay off their season tickets. It doesn't make sense to me, but I do know some fans that do that. That's not just an excuse, but that is because things are in California and SoCal are expensive. John Rebel says Jackson blood clot issue is already threatening. Yeah. So Larry Jackson is getting treatment right now. He's had a similar issue in the past. I believe he's going to be okay. We have DJ Humphries to help back him up, but we may have to monitor this. They're monitoring the situation, and we have that number 1 pick that we got from the Falcons. So we might have to dip in there. And as the season goes on, may have to offer to somebody and take their left tackle if they're going to be rebuilding, and pay some of that cap money, because these next 2 years, the Super Bowl is at Levi Stadium, aka SoFi North, this year. That's where we want to get this one, and then the following season, next year, it's back at SoFi. So we want to get back-to-back Super Bowls, and we needed left tackle to do that. So hopefully he'll be fine. I think he's going to be okay, but we'll see. I trusted Les Snead and Sean McVay, because believe me, we've thought about that. They've already have a plan. They're kind of looking at the schedule and looking at the teams who might have a left tackle, and say, well, if these guys start out slow, maybe we can give them the number 1 pick we got from the Falcons and a number 2, and pay his salary. Don Ripper says a Rams uniform needs to be the old Rams uniform. Yep, with the ram horns around the arm. Love it. One color Rams. What's up, me, Ramelia? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you. Rubio says the Rams way, championship the right way. Nada. Yeah. Love it. Brian Smith says Dallas Cowboys. Kavanto Tupin arrested for weed and gun charge this morning. Not Rams material, not at all. The gun, why the gun, dude? What are you doing? The weed, okay, you're gonna get in trouble if they test you in weed in the NFL, even though it's if they're in Oxnard, like the Cowboys, the training camp there. But the gun charges, dude, you're just messing. You're gonna he's gonna be suspended. No, because you probably 3 games, a minimum. He's lucky. One Colonel says, we're waiting for you to, yeah, I know, brother, I know, believe me. The gear, I got you, I appreciate you. Bryce says, do we have to take the cap hit on Larry Jackson if he can't go? Yeah, Larry, we just signed him. There's some kind of special circumstance where, I believe there's some kind of, I have to look into it for you, but I think there's a special circumstance where we can add a player, but we still are on the hook for most of that contract, if not all of it. Bo Stover, how you doing, brother? Brands baby, what's up, Rudy? July is going fast. Yes, indeed. It's almost here. Training camp is just a whisker away. Rebo says rivalry journey should be Rumble sickness and all the Santa Clara faithfulness faces at the NFC Championship game. Love it. I love it, man. Appreciate you guys. It's just funny because, we go back and forth. It's just so fun to go back and forth. And this picture got messed up, but let me just give you, I want to check something. Hold on. They talk about the 5 Super Bowls, which is an amazing feat. I mean, God bless them. They can talk all the smack they want, but it was a different, I just tell them that was a different time. God bless you. That was pre-free agency era. The 94 Super Bowl, that came in the free agency era. That team was already assembled, but they've lost draft picks. Were fined for salary cap violations. They seen that it's harder to win just one Super Bowl in the modern free agency era. They've been so close, but it's kind of like that guy with the fishing pole. You almost had it. You almost had it. The Rams own the modern era 2-1 versus the Niners, and they have 0 since Eddie DeBartolo Jr. Gave up his team. So we appreciate those 5 trophies. They're in that case, but we're looking over there at the Santa Clara case, and there's only a Jimmy Garoppolo Espy in there. But yeah, so let me see. I wanted to look at this real quick with Matthew Stafford to show you something else. But yeah, there's not a lot going on, so we're just having fun today. Appreciate you guys. Hold on. I wanted to look at do I have it on pick? Yeah, that's why. All right. So Matthew Stafford was drafted in 2009, right? It's just so crazy to me that he's going to be like in his 17th season. And again, the stupid black bar, sometimes it does that. But I just happened to see that. And so there's Glock 9. And I don't like that. But his 17th season. That's why it's got 17 up in the top there. Hold on. The guy's still at the top of his game, man. I had some people say, Matthew Stafford started the show. Like, what are you talking about? Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp were hurt at different types of this. The man threw over 300 yards in the snow in Philly, lifting us up. What other quarterback could do that? Ooh, that's an ugly watch. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta fix that picture. Hold on. All right, here we go. Yeah, I gotta fix that because I can't have that, man. That's our dude. That's my quarterback. Like that meme of Terrell Owens when he was the Cowboys talking about that's my quarterback and he's crying. There you go. There's my dude, baby. When Rams says the Rams X-Wings are ready to finish the regular season empire. Horns up. Yes, indeed, baby. Love it. Steve-O, how you doing? You achieved 1 year and you think you have something. What do you do if Stafford's not next year and no McVay or Stafford? Well, McVay's in here for a while. The Rams have shown that they can go out and get a quarterback. Do this guy. The Rams have shown that they aren't willing to put up with the quarterback that's coulda, woulda, shoulda. They'll get rid of you and they'll get somebody else. There's always somebody else. Brock, I'm telling you, I think Matthew Stafford's gonna have a great season this year. Hopefully win the Super Bowl, and he's gonna be there the following year. We're gonna draft maybe Arch Manning or one of the other 3 quarterbacks if you don't have to give up our draft pick, the one that we got from the Falcons, because we have another draft first. The number 1 draft pick from the Falcons, we have it that we got this year. We acquired it. And we also have our own draft pick, which is going to be a later round, granted, because we're going to be probably in the Super Bowl or in the playoffs, but deep in the playoffs. But we can put them together and move up, or we can use it to get a left tackle if we need it for Larry Jackson. But the Rams will draft a quarterback, or they'll sign a quarterback. I mean, the Rams with Sean McVay as the coach, he can put in any number of quarterbacks and he'll have success. Just like Kyle Shanahan gets credit, and rightly so, for being able to get to be successful with different average quarterbacks. Sean McVay, I mean, look at the man resurrected Baker Mayfield after only a couple games. Look at what he did for Jared Goff. Confidence, and even though he's crying now, but look, I mean, he was a wreck after the Jeff Fisher era. Wickeron says VCRs are cheap. Bro says, I feel that Torrey Holt should go. Man, he should have been there a long time ago, man. You're exactly right. My guy Stockton, I saw you were on. You did. I'm sorry, man. I was running late. I was messing with my StreamYard. They did a lot of changes, and it's driving me nuts. Okay, yes, he's gonna let me know because some people wanted to go that he hadn't already told them about, so we'll figure it out. I'll let you know. What did you miss? We were talking about a number of topics, but the main ones was Larry Jackson. We might have to use our number 1 pick I think he's going to be fine. We might have to dip into that number 1 pick during the season to if he's not coming around. Hopefully he'll be playing with us to dip into somebody's left tackle if they're gonna do a fire sale. We're big at the wide receiver position with Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, and Jordan Whittington. Besides the speed, we're talking about the linebackers, Nate Landman, our guys CP and Sean Dolick and Omar Spates. Just a number of things. The rival uniforms, where are they? Steven says, what's this team's identity going forward? Physical defense, one of the best pass rushers and defensive lines in the NFL. On offense, an explosive offense that can run the ball. An offensive line that gets tougher and tougher as the game goes on and wears you down, but also we can beat you up top. Very dangerous. A really good clutch kicker. Great special teams. Where we are still to be seen is in the secondary. If there's some guys that can, because we didn't get a Jalen Ramsey, we didn't get a veteran presence. We have Witherspoon in there, who's a good veteran presence for us. He works, some guys work with certain teams better than they did with other teams. He's got good wingspan. He works with us. The land shark Kobe Durant is on a contract year, so our Achilles heel, if it is one, is on the secondary. But I'm sure with that pass rush and everything, it'll cover a lot of that up. Great question, Steve-O. Rebo says, Rudy, I bet CMC wishes that trade to the Rams wouldn't have fell through. He ended up with Santa Clara. Yeah, he loves the guys there. You know, he's a teammate of theirs. Great guy, but that's a great comment because we were going after him. The reason why the Niners got him because they didn't want us to have him, and they wanted to use him because he's a great player. We were going to take a chance on the injuries like he has now, but he had that one great season. Unfortunately, he didn't cash it in because one of the reasons is that he fumbled in the big game, and that cost him on that drive. But yeah, we couldn't outbid the Niners because we had Cam Akers got hurt in the beginning of the year, and we had to get Sony Michel and use that 4th-round pick that we could have given into the pot to outbid the Niners and get CMC. But yeah, it is crazy. If you asked him that, he'd probably think for a second, would you like to be a shaman? No, but he's a loyal guy, so, you know. Steve says, FY Cone fell off a treadmill. Yeah, was that really him? I thought, I don't think it was really him, Steve. I think he was just posting it. But if he did, I hope he's okay. It looked like the guy was okay. Sucks, I haven't seen Whiter Six in months. Are you sure? Orale. Sucks says, Rudy, did you see how much they paid TJ? Yes! That's another thing you missed. We were talking about that. I was saying, what got into the conservative, family-owned Pittsburgh Steelers? Here we go, Pittsburgh. Here we go. 23 Skidoo. They never pay for big free agents. They went and got the diva, Aaron Rodgers. They went and got Jalen Ramsey. 2 players that are on the end of their careers. Gave Jalen Ramsey a raise, $1.5 million. Now they're paying him $26.5 million a year. And then they paid TJ Watt what no one else in the league wanted to pay him, $42 million a year just to lose to, if they make the playoffs, to the Ravens, the Kansas City Chiefs, or the Bills, or even the Bengals if they finally get it together. Crazy times, man. Is Mike Tomlin that desperate to make sure they're going to start calling them the regular season empire on the East Coast? Because, the Niners have it on the West Coast. That's what they do. They have a great record in the regular season because Tomlin's a great coach. I mean, he does it with smoke and mirrors and duct tape and staplers and all kinds of stuff. But in the playoffs, So for that, man, it's crazy, baby. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Rubio says, I'm going to make a movie about the modern day whiners. It'll be called Ringless of Santa Clara. Steven says, call it down by 10. Rubio says, the Rams' identity going forward is smacking the whiners around. I love it, bro. Says, how many wins the Rams can get this year? If Alaric Jackson is healthy, name sign of the cross, knock on wood, salt over the shoulder. The Rams, with this offense and everything, this defense, because listen, this young defense, seeing what they saw on the road in Philly, seeing what they can do with this team. They were on the brink, on the 13-yard line from being in the championship game. They got a taste for wanting to be big time. And so they have a chip on their shoulder now, and they believe in themselves. That's going to help. Back to Larry Jackson playing and being healthy. I think we can go like, let's see, 13-4. If we get a break, 14-3. If a couple of things don't work out, Larry Jackson's out for a couple games, a couple of players go down, which can happen. I can see us something like 12-5 and win the division, something like that. But it's really up to the left tackle to get the a number 1 seeded record. Monster says, "Hey Stockton, We have talked about how our Rams are going to win the Super Bowl the next 2 years in SoFi. Oh, thank you, Master It. Yeah, so I was saying that this is an important year for us because we want to win the Super Bowl at Levi Stadium, a.k.a. SoFi North. And then the next year, thank you, Master It, is at SoFi. These 2 years are important because we can add to the trophy case. And imagine winning it again for the third time. The Rams win at the Coliseum 1951 at the LA Coliseum to win an NFL championship, home. 2021 at SoFi Stadium, the Rams house, home. Winning the Super Bowl in 2026 at SoFi again, home. But before that, winning it at SoFi North, Levi Stadium, and McVay pointing to his grandfather's name in the Ring of Honor, who he was one of the architects of the Bill Walsh Niners Super Bowls, and saying, "This one's for you, grandfather," holding the Lombardi. Oh man, you think Rombo would hate me? He hates me now. Oh man, it would be wonderful. Steve says, "I see the Steelers having a better seed than the Lions." I think, Steve, that's a great comment. I think the Lions are going to be very good. They have a lot of talent, but they are missing those coordinators, man. Those great coordinators, they help out. These guys are learning the talent. The guys underneath them, they'll be okay, but they're not going to be as potent as could be. But that remains to be seen. That's a great comment. But it really depends on Aaron Rodgers. I just don't believe in him. I think he'll be okay, but he kind of when shit hits the fan, he kind of starts whining, you know. Jacques 42 says, Tomlin is Jeff Fisher with the winning record. The man just he's Jeff Fisher that knows how to turn 8-8, 7-9 into 9-8 or 10-6. Douglas says, imagine that we have to pay yeah, don't even think about it. we'll let that just I know what you're saying. Reba says, so Omar Epps is still in the house of the Steelers. Omar Epps. He does kind of look at his, remember when embarrassingly, from the movie The Program too, remember him from The Program? That's Jared Verse right there from The Program, talking all that smack getting in there. The other guy, the guy with the long hair, that's Brandon Fisk. You guys got to watch a very underrated old school football movie, The Program. The great from the Godfather, James Caan as the coach. Right? James Caan. Burrow says, I say 12-5. There you go, baby. I can. That's a great record. But we're right behind the bullseye with that. With being the playoffs, we got a tough record. But listen, we ain't afraid of nobody. The Super Bowl champions. We gave them all that they wanted at home in a hostile environment with the snow, and we didn't blink. Jared Verse. Matter of fact, hold on. I had that clip earlier. Just to give you a little refresher how bad our boys are. Hold on. Hopefully StreamYard won't mess with my clip again. I talked to them today about putting a booster in this room. Okay, let me load it. I'm going to pause it real quick. Pause. See what happens here. There we go.
2nd and 7. To Barkley. Hurst being chased and trouble goes right down. The pressure is coming. Kobe Turner, it's a sack. It's a timeout. Gupta brings him down. Back at the 20-yard line.
But immediately know what was happening to get back outside. Fought his way right through the tight end Dallas Goedert for a humongous play. And because of those missed extra points, Mike,
yes,
they're in position to win this football game.
That's the 7th sack.
It's crazy, man. Listen, what other team, and we're Ram fans, so we're biased, whatever. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Game. Imagine a team for a second that has an Aaron Donald, all world, the GOAT, modern day GOAT, right? He retires. We know that you're never going to replace Aaron Donald. You never replace him at all, but he retires. And so we have to do it by committee. And we get these guys. I mean, Brandon Fisk, Jared Verse, Kobe Turner, who should have been a D. Roy before Jared Verse. He got ripped off by Will Anderson Jr. It wasn't Will Anderson's fault. Now we got Poona Ford in there, but these guys, man, that's just crazy. I mean, they were like, remember when Aaron Donald retired? Ha ha, Aaron Donald's gone. Da, da, da. You know, all of our rivals, all over the NFC West, and we're just like, okay, watch. And in that year, I remember saying, let these guys. I like these guys. I'm a USC fan, so I didn't really watch them a lot, but they look like they have a plan for these guys where to put them. It looks like they're gonna be pretty good. And boy, was I underestimating these guys. It's crazy how great they are, man. And they're just going to get better. That's the scary thing. I'm going to show you this clip. I think if it's the one I want, the one that I'm thinking. Hold on. I'm going to pause it again.
Teron Armstead for a long time. When he speaks, I listen.
Hold on. This is talking about Jared Verse. Hold on, let me get this out of the way so it doesn't. My stream wants to slow down. So Armstead is a offensive lineman. He was talking about, if I don't see Jared Verse again in my whole life. Hold on, here we go. Check this out.
I have known Teron Armstead for a long time. When he speaks, I listen. He said this Jared Verse, he won't miss having to stop his bull rush. He said it's one of the top 3 bull rushes in the NFL right now as just a rookie. And he lets everybody feel his punch. He lines up everywhere. Here he is coming over the left guard right here, punches Teron Armstead, and then just bull rushes right here, right to Tua, and gets the ball out and gets him down. All right? So you watch him right now, and here he goes. He gets on the edge, watch out. He's going right through you. Like right to Tua. So, I thought it was interesting. Like just a rookie. You watch this, you start bracing for this bull rush. You start sitting on it. You start short setting him. He's got this. All right? He's going to be coming. Watch for Jared Verse in his second season, stepping up.
And that's Brian Ballinger's is right. Jared Verse is learning his superpowers. He's going to be bitching the pros. Sometimes that happens. The guy is learning his craft still. He has a couple of moves, but once he gets the whole thing, and that's where Aaron Donald comes in, in the off season, showed him the hands. He used to do the hands, like knock the hands down and shake and bake and go inside, outside, bull rush. This dude, man, and like I was telling you, he moves around, so you can't really say he's always going to be on that side or this side. They interchange, man. That's why it's important for us to get one of these linebackers, these athletic linebackers, going. Omar Speights, show him tape if you have to of a Junior Seau, or .com London Fletcher, how they used to pick the right time to blitz up the middle in the open hole at big times, right? We need to infuse some of that on the defense where we run right up the hole, because these offensive linemen are going to be busy with our defensive line. So almost at any time, if we need to get quick pass rush up the middle, you have one of these athletic linebackers, maybe a Sean Dolick if he works out to be a starter, or Omar Speights, Chris Paul Jr., Pooh Paul. I don't know about Landman. I'm not sure about his speed, but if you take the guys by surprise. So it's going to be this year's going to be something else, man. I'm telling you. Brown Services, I would love the first day this year. Let's see. Rubio says, Rudy, San Francisco is weakest schedule as a fans thinking they're undefeated. Yeah, I mean, even though it's a weak schedule per se, you still got to show up, man, because they have a young quarterback it's not going to have Ayuk. Demarcus Robinson's going to be they signed him in free agency. He's going to be gone for probably 3 games. Ricky Pearsall, the NASCAR driver, he reminds me of the NASCAR driver with that name, has to step up. They always got Kittle though, so that'll help. But that offensive line, he's going to be running for his life. People says UFC at White House next year. What fight you want to see? That's crazy. I don't know, man. That's a good question. What do you guys think in the chat? Who should be people versus Trump? Master says, who tell those haters just wait for the Rams next episode? Yes, indeed, baby. Beach Falco says, glad Rams picked up the FSU guys. Rubio says they're getting ring 3 this season at Levi. Man, I would love it, man. I'll see you guys at the parade. Steve-O says, interesting Rams and San Francisco both 1,600. Yeah. Steve-O, I whenever it comes to the odds, it's as a fan, you're like, oh, that's pretty good odds for my team, right? But I just believe in Sean McVay and what Stafford can do. They kind of win while they work out what's going on during the season, and tweak things. And then Les Snead always has his hand on the phone, ready to make a move to get us over the top, because Stan Kroenke basically put a check in his pocket and said, whatever you need to do. And that's one thing that's great about this franchise. And so once we get to the playoffs, the second season, I like our guys against anybody, man. Even like a Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes is going to make the flashy plays. He's going to be great. But, we have a quarterback that can stand up to anyone. And the defense that can take the ball out of your hands. It's going to be an interesting year, man. And I say that as a Ram fan, yes, but I seen these guys, and I seen what they did at Philadelphia. It looked like the Eagles were going to run away with it after the Saquon Barkley runs, and they just wouldn't give up, man. And they're a young team. They're hungry. It's going to be an interesting year, man. It's going to be a special year. All right, guys, I'm starting to lose steam. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Normally, it's going to be Sunday and Wednesday, 7:05. Maybe I'll move it to 7:15. 7:05 hasn't worked, but I'm going to see what I can do with my StreamYard. Maybe go away from them and do a different stream company till I can get all my videos back. But we'll see you guys on Sunday night, 7:05. If not, you guys will get a faster. Oh, you know what? Sunday. Let's move it to Monday. This Monday only because we're gonna probably go see we're gonna go to the movies Sunday. Maybe see Naked Gun. We'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know. Rubio says, but usually Sunday and Wednesday 7:05. Hearing the Whiners and Cowgirls and Raiders fans brag about their ring is equivalent to the Jets fans bragging about the guaranteed three Super Bowl wins. The guaranteed Super Bowl third win. That's funny because they're always hearkening back. I'm like, that's great, but we're talking about now. Steve says, I used to make photo albums for the Radiorettes. Oh, that'd be awesome. The calendars too and all that stuff. That's cool. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys. We'll see you on most likely Monday night, but normally it'll be Sunday nights and Wednesday 7:05. Monday 7:05. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. Appreciate you guys. Love it. Love each one of you guys. Have a great night. As we always say, may the Ramelia be with you. And Ramulators! Mount up. Take care, guys. Burrow says, Ram versus Niners is going to be great, but the Eagles need to cry. Love it, man. Love it. Got you, Rubio. All right, guys. Have a great night. Appreciate you.